video, I'm gonna show you the best ways to make Robux. Promise you this is gonna be the best video that you watch on this topic because I have made over 2 million Robux on Roblox, and you can actually see right here, here's some proof on screen that I've actually made this and even DevX'd quite a bit of Robux. Now, a lot of this Robux has gone to games and projects because I'm trying to make even more. So yeah, I'll talk about that and more in this video. So stay to the end if you want to make millions of Robux. All right, so the first way that I'm going to talk about is making Roblox UGC accessories. Now, this is something that almost everyone wants to get into, but not everybody can because UGC accessories are limited to a certain group of people who apply and get accepted into the UGC program. But UGC can be incredibly lucrative in Robux. So some of the top creators have made hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars on a single hat just because it was popular. And recently you could see on Twitter that once Roblox released UGC limiteds, people are selling out 500 copies in like a minute. So this just proves how many people are willing to buy UGC and how much you can truly make really fast. UGC is probably the best way to make Robux right now, but it's really hard to get into because you have to be good at Blender and you have to be good at making awesome items and do the work to get into the program. Now, I'm going to go ahead and link below where you can apply for the UGC program. And also in the top right-hand corner, I recommend opening up in a new tab my complete guide to Blender if you want to learn Blender and start getting into making accessories. All right, next up, making a game. Now, this is the one that I really like because making a game is something people don't really talk about. Making a game is it can become passive income. So a game that you make on Roblox, you don't have to be constantly working on that game 24/7 for it to make you Robux. You can have a game that has 20 players in it and make thousands to tens of thousands of Robux a day if you monetize it well. And I talk about this in a lot of my videos, but monetizing well is very important. You need to have very great offerings for players in your game passes and developer products. And an additional thing to do is to have premium benefits in your game for players with Roblox Premium so you can make more premium payouts. And Roblox has also added a new way for people to make Robux off their games, which is called immersive ads. This is a new method that allows you to add billboards and different ads that people can put inside your game automatically, and you'll get paid for these ads being shown to people. It's pretty crazy how we're getting more ways to make Robux off of games, which just proves how good of a method this is. Now, I'm a major part of the group Jimmy Games, and we've made almost 6 million Robux in this group, and it's growing every single day. Thousands to tens of thousands of Robux a day are made off simple meme games, and we're also using this to fund new projects, so it's quite interesting and I highly recommend it. Now, the third method is taking commissions. Now, a lot of people are deterred by this because of the amount of work that it sounds like it takes. However, I actually encourage you to consider this method because it allows you to sell your services on Roblox, and if you have a skill such as building, scripting, modeling, etc., you can go ahead and start to earn Robux by doing it for other people. Now, what comes in really handy is that I pretty much have taught these major skills all on my channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and link in the description several videos to help you. But also, there's some really good skills that I recommend you learn if you want the easiest way to make Robux off commission. First of all is GFX. So GFX, the reason why I say this is because GFX, if you get decent at it, you know, it doesn't take that long to learn. And not only that, you can charge a few hundred Robux for a simple profile picture or other image for people's Roblox avatars, and it's incredibly easy to make GFX once you get the hang of it. The second one is lighting. So people actually really want nice lighting for their game, but in my opinion, making lighting is super easy and super fun. So make sure to learn how to use lighting, and if you can make really good lighting, you can make tons of Robux just for changing a few settings in Roblox Studio. So I highly recommend doing that, and I do actually have a lighting guide, link below. So yeah, I have guides to everything, guys. If you want to make Robux, you got to be watching my channel, but enough with the self-promo. Next method. So The next method is actually very similar to taking commissions, but what this method is it's for more leverage. So leverage is a concept you need to understand if you want to make a lot of Robux. You remember how I mentioned that games can actually make you a ton of Robux because they can be running all the time and you don't necessarily have to be working on it for it to make you Robux? Well, that's exactly why this method works so well. So this method is selling models and assets. So you can sell your models, assets, plugins on certain sites, and you can actually start to earn a lot. But the difference between this and taking commissions is you can sell a model or an asset in an unlimited amount of time. So I could put up one pine tree onto a website like Toolblocks or other stores that exist, and I can go ahead and sell this a ton of times, and I can go ahead and keep making money on it forever. Now, I know that this isn't Robux, but hey, money can allow you to buy Robux or allow you to go ahead and pay people to develop a game for you, and you can pay them via PayPal. So, you know, one way or another, it's going to earn you Robux, and it's going to earn you Robux in your sleep. So leverage is very important. Leverage allows you to have a multiplier on the action you put in versus what you get out of it. If we're sitting there spending all day on commissions, we're limited to the amount of time that we have. But if I publish an asset and people buy it 100 times, I only made that asset once. So you're starting to see the power of leverage and how you need this crucial element to make a lot of Robux. Most people don't consider this, so you're one of a lucky few. Keep watching. Next up is getting donations in Please Donate. So Please Donate, I've pretty much watched the meteoric rise of Please Donate from when it came out. Hazem tweeted it out on Twitter. He had made this game, which was completely random. Like, he didn't expect this to be big, really. I saw this game when it was at a few hundred players. But as you can see, Please Donate is obviously one of the best ways to make Robux because of how successful it's become. People love this. Everyone wants Robux, and Please Donate is just the best way to get donations on Roblox currently because so many people come in and out of the game, and you can also go into streamers' games and you can get donated from them. So there's a lot of different methods nowadays, and they're showing up all the time, as we've seen with Please Donate coming out and a lot of other games. Now, you can also make your own donation game, which was a trend a while ago. You may have seen people like Modern Chris making games about where they could just stand AFK and get donations. Now, this is an older method, and it may not work anymore, at least in that way, because everyone's already done it, and it's kind of a dead trend now. But you can actually make a game and you can add a donation board into it, and if you make a creative game that people like, people will be happy to donate to you. So keep that in mind. You might not be able to make an AFK donation game anymore, but you can still make a ton of Robux from donation boards and making creative ways for people to donate. The next method is making shirts and pants. So this kind of goes back to UGC. However, this method is no longer quite as good, but making shirts and pants is a really good option because if you can make a clothing store that people like and you make quality designs, you can make a ton of Robux. And shirts, as they sell, they start to make more because it goes up in Roblox's algorithm for shirts and it shows up in search more. So if you make a shirt that sells and you make it on something people search for a lot, expect a lot of Robux. It compounds. In our group, Jimmy Games, we made shirts that sell thousands of times just because it was on a meme. So keep this in mind. But if you grow a social media channel, you can use that to sell your shirts and also any other method in this video. That's why the next one is making a social media. Now, if you start a social media like a TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you name it, if it's something that you can get lots of attention on and build a fan base that likes you, you can actually start to earn a lot of Robux if you sell them shirts and merch and promote your games. This is also a really good method because it also has a lot of leverage, and it's something that if you have a large audience, you can start to make a lot of Robux easily once you've already grown that audience. But that is nothing compared to the final method, and this is learning scripting. This is the best method, and while this might be related to a lot of the other methods, the reason why learning scripting is the best is because you can allow your game to release. You have the final say on whether your game releases as a scripter. You're the one who makes it work. You're the one who makes it function. That means that you have control over the game releasing, and only a limited amount of people are actually really good scripters. So there is quite the opportunity to be a scripter, and AI will help you, but don't think that it's going to completely replace scripters for the time being, because it can simply make you faster. So it's still worth learning scripting, and it's worth learning the best ways to use AI. Now that is where the recent course that I actually have been developing with another developer who has made over 50 million Robux on Roblox to help you go ahead and learn scripting and start earning Robux in the best way possible. And we also have tons of different advice on making your game a success. Now, this is called Scripting Secrets. You can go ahead and check it out. Link in the description to get it now. And I recommend joining that if you want the best way to learn scripting and start earning Robux, because we're going to guide you through it. And some people might be like, wait, whoa. You're selling me this? You could put it out for free. Well, actually, we're going to keep adding content basically forever. So you buy this, it is an insane deal, because we are going to keep helping you, keep adding content, and we're going to do our best to ensure you reach a success. So make sure to check that out. Now, AI is really important to development. And you know, while the Scripting Secrets is going to help you, I also have another video that provides you with some of the best AI tools that you can use on Roblox. And if you click the video on screen, you can go ahead and learn more about that. There's also Scripting Secrets on screen if you want to check that out too. See you in the next one.